Yeah, I know. I'm late like always. Before we start, like I said. Oh yeah, you know what movie it is. Um, yeah, it's a week late. Um, I'm gonna get into that a little bit later, but I did watch the movie. I did watch the next movie, Iron Man 3, over like 2 days, which was actually 2 days ago. So I still remember stuff from the movie. Um, I probably forget a couple things I wanted to talk about, but I did watch it. I'm still going on with it, so let's get into it. Yeah, the first movie after Avengers, um, great movie. Love how Avengers had a lot to do with this. How Tony has panic attacks, going up through the toll. I mean, who wouldn't have panic attacks? Who wouldn't freak out from that kind of stuff? Then you got the Mandarin. We'll get into that a little bit later. But you got the Mandarin blowing people up, doing all this stuff. You got Extremis coming in, which I thought at the time would have been a lot more like the comics. It's still cool. It's still an awesome way. That's an awesome way to bring it in. Something from the comics. Um, Having it go into people's systems and they just become a bomb, or they can grow their arm back, or break an arm and it gets healed. Like that kind of stuff's amazing. Then Tony gets mad. Everyone's asking him, "Is it time to kill the Mandarin? You're gonna go after the Mandarin?" And he looks at the camera, and says, "Is that what you want? You want me to kill the Mandarin?" He said, "Mandarin, here's my address. Boom, that's where I live. You want to come find me? Come find me." Who does that? Who besides Tony Stark can do something like that? That is crazy. Then he's him. It's what, Christmas time? Yeah, it's Christmas time. So he drops a Christmas off. He drops a Christmas present for Pepper at the house. Big bunny. They're sitting there chilling. I'm gonna kind of leave the girl out because I kind of want this to be quick. So I'm gonna leave the whole past part out, which I mean it's kind of part of the story with Adrian and AIM and the girl, but whatever. The one chick comes from his past and they're sitting there chilling and his house is on the TV and she's like, guys, you worry about that. And you see the rocket come and blow the house up. Here's my thing. You threw out your address, but if you look at your house, so I'm Tony Stark. I throw my address, whatever. But if I look at my house, who's not gonna know I lived there? Come on, you're living on like a cliff, really. Like, who's not gonna realize? Oh, that's Tony Stark's house. All right, whatever. Um, the way he does the new armor, he puts the implants in his arms, and he can the armor comes to him, and he can control the armor like that, command the armor like that. I love that. That is one of the best things about this movie. This is honestly up there. It's up on the higher part of the high-low Marvel chart. Not because of stuff that we'll talk about, but whatever. I'm getting really off track. So the Mandarin comes. Well, I shouldn't say the Mandarin comes. The Mandarin's army comes. She blows up Tony's house. Parts of it are falling down. He throws the armor out, and it goes on to Pepper, and you can consider it rescue. I mean, that's what it was in the comics. It was still awesome. And then he's falling down into the water, and it goes on to him, and he saves himself because he shoots the arm off, and he pulls himself out. It's just so cool. Then he gets shot out and lands in Iowa, I think, or something. I don't know, somewhere like that. And this is kind of where the movie gets a little flat with the whole storyline with the young kid. And they go eventually there. He goes to look at another blow up point, and he realizes that all the people that blew up from Extremis are army veterans and all this other stuff. And he finds... How does he find... Oh, let's do this. Iron Patriot is... War Machine is now Iron Patriot. That's another cool thing they brought from the comics. Not how it was in there, but once again, any way you could bring more stuff in from comics it's awesome. So he's out looking for the Mandarin as well. Tony calls out. I'm backtracking again, but Tony calls out because Happy was at a was spying on somebody that was with Aldridge in the beginning of the movie, and he gets hurt, and that's why Tony wants to try and find the Mandarin now. So that's why he teams up with Rhodey and all this other stuff, and they find the Mandarin, who isn't really the Mandarin. He's Trevor. I do like how they fixed it in the one of the one shots, how he's in jail and he's like, somebody comes up to him and he's like, "You're not the real Mandarin. My boss is really looking for you. That's the real Mandarin." If they ever brought him into the movies somehow, that would just be awesome. Because I remember in the Iron Man animated series, he was just such a cool villain. I mean, I know the fake one had the rings, but the rings with the different powers, he was just so cool. So yeah, they find Trevor. Like I said, I've watched this movie. I know it's a failure, but today's Friday. I watched the movie over Tuesday and Wednesday, so I kind of remember everything that I wanted to, but I know it's a failure. The different suit, the house party protocol, I love that at the end with all the suits, and then you kind of get, everybody thought when this movie first came out that Igor was kind of like a prototype Hulkbuster, which is kind of cool because, yeah, they do get a Hulkbuster in the MCU, but Igor, my Heartbreak, I love the Heartbreak. I don't know why, but I just like the silver in the middle. The Heartbreak looks so cool. The Stealth one, you got Snapper, you got all these different suits, and they're just all fighting with nobody inside. That is just, it's just amazing. And then Tony can just jump from suit to suit. One gets wrecked, he jumps to one gets another one wrecked, he gets jumped to one. He's trying to save Pepper. She falls into like the fire, and he thinks she's dead. And then this is this is such a bad review because I don't even talk about how she gets Extremis put into her. Man, this is terrible. I'm not gonna redo it though because there's just too many things going on. So we'll talk about, we did the house party protocol. Then he just blows them. He blows everything up because she doesn't want him to be Iron Man. She doesn't want the suits anymore. So he kind of starts from square one. Like I said, she got Extremis in her. So at the end of the movie, they figure out a way to get that out of her. He figures out a way that he doesn't need the arc reactor anymore. He tosses the arc reactor. It's just, it's one of the good ones. And then you got, what's the after credit? Oh, the after credit scenes, he's kind of talking about everything, and he's talking it to Bruce, and Bruce is asleep, and that's kind of funny. So that's a quick, terrible synopsis review of Iron Man 3, but yeah, there it is, Iron Man 3. Stuff happened, so I should be able to, sorry if you heard that. Stuff happened, so I should be able to watch Dark World today and put another review up of it today. So yeah, until then, too sweet, man, I'm out.